Look here. L.A. Lewis need to go back at the planet where him come from and left Yasa. And the earth him come from. We are praying by some miracle Jaden Smith will come home alive, and this man all over the internet with him nonsense.
I have to go now. Why shall I? Shut up. How did you do, Miriam? How did you do, Miriam? They strangled Jaden in the rain. It wasn't meant to be, but he died. They shall pay for the sins that they have done. What did you do? Shut up.
Jamaican entertainer L. A. Lewis is facing backlash after a viral video showed him performing what appeared to be a ritual in a graveyard. In the clip, Lewis lights a fire and claims he's there to speak to the ancestors, before his voice changes and he begins saying that missing 12-year-old Jaden Smith from Newport, Manchester, is communicating through him.
Here do I walk through the valley of shadow of death. Some people, when they see the fire, if I see the fire turn green and the fire turn in yellow and blue, that means sorry for say people, but Jaden Smith is no longer with us. So this is the red dirt now from Jaden yard. Show the dirt in there. Show Jaden underwear.
Me I look for update and see this man as summon ancestors and Jaden. All him voice start change to man and no man voice. Jaden I tell him which family member know what happened, and LA not even pronounce the name them right. Then LA, how him I tell you all of that, and I tell you the people them name wrong. And no time for your clout chasing right now. People actually seriously want to know what happened with the little boy, and everywhere I turn I see and make a mockery. And it look like the man really believe all the things them way I say, you know. This is a mad man in a clean clothes. Please allow the authorities to do them job, and that them get paid for do. Time and time again we see people get involved and complicate things. Them start point fingers, and in at the end them accuse innocent people wrongfully. That's why I wait to see the outcome. Look here, L.A. Lewis need to go back at the planet where him come from and left Yasa.
In Jamaica, we have a saying that says, cock mouth, kill cock. And when a person got arrested, the police always read out their rights and let them know that anything they say will be used against them in the court of law. In Jaden Smith's disappearance case, everything that Shanique, Mr. T and the auntie say will be used against them. Right now, everything that I'm going to say is no longer speculation. It is what comes out of the family mouth. Shanique said she reached Jamaica 2 p.m. the Friday evening in Montego Bay. You said you arrived in Mandeville at 6 p.m. and went to the KFC because the baby wanted chicken and chips. You reach the hospital 7 p.m. KFC can be crowded on the weekend, so we're not saying it is impossible for you to spend an hour in KFC line.
When my cousin got to Jamaica to relieve my aunt from the hospital, because when she landed in Montego Bay, she landed after 2 in Montego Bay. From Montego Bay to Mandeville is like a 3 hours drive. She went straight to Mandeville so she could relieve my auntie so she could go home from the hospital. That was Friday night. So she got to the hospital around after 7 p.m.
And Kami is my cousin. Everything that she's saying is correct because Kami is like a sister. As these things happen, I message her immediately. First, I went to KFC when I just came to Mandeville because the baby wanted chicken and chips, and this was about 6:50 when I text mommy and said waiting on it. Then I meet them at 7:09 and I got to the hospital.
Oh, where was she in all this time?
My stepdaughter Friday morning reach the hospital.
Yeah.
Really see mother.
Hold up. So why did your father said when you reach the hospital, Jaden was in school? Based on the time frame, Jaden's school would have been long over if you arrived in the night. You said when you arrive at the hospital, you relieve your mother so she could go home. When your mother went home, that is when the discovery was made that Jaden did not reach home. The aunt husband confidently stated that when Shanique reached at the hospital, Jaden was in school. We're going down the rabbit hole, people. We are going down the rabbit hole. The evidence is right here on video. At this point, the family cannot blame the internet for any conspiracy theory because it's what they say we are going off, right? Shanique's father said he left Shanique and the baby at the hospital and went home. Then he contradicted himself and said Shanique and her friend were on Spurtree Road at his wife's boss home to freshen up because she didn't bring any clothes to Jamaica.
But no, because Jaden was in school when she the hospital.
Yes.
When we left hospital, she left with the baby. And me and my wife and Demar come home.
Yeah.
I tell you. Shanique and his friend named Tommy we live in our area so. Was Spurtree at the same time to freshen up because he no carry no clothes for him. So he just go to Spurtree up the tell about for my wife boss.
Yeah, but what about what time?
I really remember time like that, but early morning. Early morning part.
No, what we are talking about the time now when Jaden supposed to be at school. Yes, until him got the local fast food place. Yes, and at that time you now were on the road.
Yes.
Hustling. Yes, and so that's now. But where were Shanique at the time?
Shanique and Tommy that's Spurtree. Yes, that's Spurtree.
Yeah, but the thing now, you don't know something that's Spurtree like that, you don't ask.
Me,
You just have to say,
yeah, me understand what you say. But me carry the bunch of key go give Shanique in her hand right down
no, me know, in the morning.
Yeah, down well, I know, we don't 3 Angels Pharmacy.
At what time?
I'll be telling you, say,
early in
about 9 o'clock or so.
Yes, and so Jaden school over 1 o'clock.
No.
What time?
Jaden school over 2:30.
2:30 Jaden school over, right? And then you would have said you reach the school now after, your hospital after 3.
Yes.
Yes, and then after you reach the hospital now, then Shanique come in.
Shanique come right because we just come. Yes. Shanique walk in, she and Tommy.
She walk in at the school.
In the hospital.
In the hospital.
But hospital has no camera, you can go down the street, but you can't see the car.
What time? So was she at the hospital before you come, or was she come at the hospital after you come?
Look here, me tell you, say me there just a few minutes before she come.
All right.
So Shanique, you have clothes at your mother's boss home. L.A. Lewis asked the father what time. He said it was early in the morning. Them confused, or is it me? Did Shanique reach the hospital late Friday evening or early Friday morning? Let me repeat. Did Shanique reach the hospital early Friday morning or late Friday evening? Because based on what the uncle is saying, the time frame that he have given would have proved that Shanique did not land in Jamaica or reach the hospital late Friday evening. Shanique reached Jamaica early Friday morning, people. Early Friday morning, Shanique reached the hospital based on what the uncle is saying. The time frame that he has given proved that Shanique landed in Jamaica and reached the hospital early Friday morning and not in the evening as she stated.
So, where was she in all this time?
My stepdaughter Friday morning reach the hospital.
Yeah.
Really see mother. You understand? She no come here. She no come around so.
Based on my analysis and careful assessment of the case, this case is bigger than me and you.
Now, 12-year-old Manchester High School student Jaden Smith is still missing. According to investigators, everyone, they say that they have exhausted just about every single resources that they have, from aerial drone search to canine searches, and of course the most important one, which I'm here to discuss, the information that has been given to the constabulary or the investigators to assist in the search of Jaden Smith. Now, according to what is being said, everyone, this case is diluted heavily by misinformation. All right? Persons are now calling the constabulary force, making certain assertions and allegations, which is now being played back to the family. All right? The family are now saying that they need closure and that they are in fear for their lives. Specifically, one individual who is the uncle-in-law, Omar Thompson. Now, Omar Thompson says that he's afraid to go out in the public to help with this search that is going on. All right. Now, he says that a pit was named in this investigation because the misleading information that was provided, of course, implicates various family members who are said to have carried out the act on Jaden Smith.
Welcome and welcome back to my channel, guys. Thank you for stopping by. Today I want to bring to you a story that has been happening, a viral story going on in Jamaica. To me, this story is similar to Adriana Young's story that came out of Guyana. It is also similar to the Leona Bradshaw story that happened, I think, was it last year or early this year, when this girl flew down to Jamaica to, orchestrate some unaliving of a young woman and her baby. So, to me, this story is similar to those stories. This is why I want to bring this to you. Also, we're trying to find this boy. So we're pushing this story out. Many content creators, many vloggers are pushing this story out there, into the world, so that everyone can know what's going on. And if there's anyone who happened to see this boy anywhere, they can report it to the police or call someone. Now, before we get into this, let me get into the characters of those who are involved in this misery story, because to me, listening to it, I just can't understand it. It goes around this way and it comes back around this way, and it seems like a misery story, a story that would need Jessica Fletcher from MURDER. She wrote, remember that misery story? Or Matlock. These are people who you can hire to solve stories like these, because this is a serious misery story. So let's get into it. The characters in this misery story are Jaden Smith, the 12-year-old boy who disappeared on September 26th on a Friday evening 3 weeks ago. Then the next person in this misery story is a little young baby. I don't know what her name is, but it's a younger child. And this is the child that leg got broken and caused Jaden Smith to allegedly run away. Now we have Shanique, who lives abroad, a UWI graduate and a registered nurse, is now living abroad. I am not sure which state she's living, but she's married and she is living abroad. So she is the mother of the child whose leg got broken. Then we have this one called Demar. And Demar, I think, is a 15-year-old. He's also a boy, but he's much older than Jaden. And he is the brother of Shanique. Now, Jaden is the cousin of Shanique, okay? Then we have Jaden's aunt. Her name is Anne-Marie Thompson, and she is the guardian of Jaden and the mother of Shanique. And I also think, I'm not sure if she's the mother of Demar, but I know she is the mother of Shanique, but she's Jaden's cousin. Then we have Jaden's uncle. His name is Omar Thompson, and he is not really related to Jaden. He's just a step uncle, okay? He's married to Jaden's aunt, the guardian of Jaden, okay? Anne-Marie Thompson. Then we have a driver who picked Shanique up and drove her around, and I don't know what his name is. Then we just found Jaden's mother. I don't know what her name is, but I saw L.A. Lewis talking to her, but I don't know what her name is. Yes. So Jaden's mother gave Jaden away. So I had to come back to this section of the video and do a voiceover, because further down in my video, after doing more research, Jaden's mother said that she gave him away to his uncle. But then the lady who is the guardian now of Jaden said that her twin brother is Jaden's father. And that's how she got Jaden. So I don't know. I'm confused. This entire story, I'm telling you, it's very confusing to me. Does that mean that Jaden, this uncle that she gave him to, gave him away again to someone else? I don't know. I don't know, guys. This is crazy. Or is the uncle also the father? I do not know. I'm confused. And the dad is the twin brother of Jaden's aunt, Anne Marie Thompson, now guardian. Okay? And that's how Jaden ended up living with them. He was a bright high school kid, went to, I think, Manchester High School or something like that. And, you know, they said that he had a promising future because of how smart he was. But people are just coming out to talk about how smart this kid is right now. And, you know, even the mother is there talking about, oh, my son is so smart. But, hey, why did you give your child away? I don't know. We'll get into that. So anyway, it is said that on October 26th, October 25th, Jaden was playing with Shanique's baby, and the baby was jumping on the bed. We all know how kids are, jumping around, playing around. We played when we were kids, and the kid fell and I think broke his leg. And of course, Jaden is going to get blamed because he's there with the kid. I don't know if someone else was in the room, if the other 15-year-old was in the room. I don't know. They're saying that he was, and he ran and probably pretend that, you know, he wasn't there. But they're, you know, saying that it was Jaden's fault. And, you know, and because Jaden thinks it was his fault, this was the first story that went out. He packed his bag and then he took his money out of his piggy bank and he went to school that Friday because they took the baby to the hospital that Thursday. And then Jaden just disappeared because he bought some snacks and he just disappeared because he says he's afraid they're going to blame him for the baby. Now, we all know that was a bullcrap story. Now, the mother, Shanique, who lives in America, I think she lives in Georgia or Florida, I'm not sure, but she lives in one of those states. Let me know which state you think she lives in, because I don't know. And she flew down the next day, immediately when she heard, rightfully so, you hear that your child fell off a bed and hurt themselves, you're going to panic and you're going to jump on a flight and you are going to fly home. Now, I also believe that one of the reasons why she flew home is because she was angry. Imagine you think, you don't know what they told her. Perhaps they didn't say the baby was playing and fell. Perhaps they blamed it on Jaden, and she got so angry and she decided, I am going home. I'm going to ring that little boy. You know, he hurt my child. I'm going to wring his neck. Because remember, she's not really his brother. She's just a cousin. So she probably doesn't care about this kid. She doesn't care about him. No one cared about him, actually, because they keep throwing him around. Who knows? Maybe that aunt took him so she could use him as a yard boy. You never know. Sometimes that's why people take the abandoned kids in their house, so they could use them. So anyway, I can relate to Shanique because something similar happened to me before. But I have a feeling that this is the feeling that came over Shanique. But Jaden is a little boy. Come on, we all play and we all get in trouble. So I believe that when that child fell from the bed, they blamed Jaden. They disciplined him. I wouldn't say that they beat him, but they did something to him. They probably disciplined him, or they told him that, listen, when Shanique comes, Shanique is going to do this to you, and Shanique is going to do that to you. Don't worry when Shanique comes. They probably fussed him out. Even if they didn't hit that child, they probably fussed that child out. Because if they had beaten him badly, he would have gone to school with bruises and teachers and friends would have seen it. But the Friday when he went to school, no one saw anything. The only thing that, you know, was mentioned is that he told a friend that his cousin is picking him up from a Pert Road or something. And if you look at that street, it looked like hardly any cars drive on in that area. You know, so I think they probably planned to do away with him or to punish him or something like that. And that's what happened to Jaden. And I don't think Jaden is alive. I don't think that Jaden ran away from home like many people are saying. You know, I don't think he ran away from home out of fear. Because even if someone is going to beat me, I'd rather them beat me than me go in the bushes by myself. He's a kid. Come on. And no one spotted him anywhere after he disappeared. Now tell me if this doesn't sound suspect to you. No one spotted him anywhere. It was just one sighting where someone said they saw him on the street and that was it. But he took money to buy food, but no one saw him. Come on, man. Come on. It doesn't take common sense to say that. Nobody kidnapped that little boy. The only person who kidnapped him is the person who probably flew down from America, or she paid someone, just like how Leona Bradshaw paid those 3 guys to unalive that mother and her child. And Leona Bradshaw was a young girl as well. She was in the Navy. She was a respectable girl in America. So this one being a nurse, Shanique being a nurse, doesn't make her, her reputation is good. When people are angry, they're capable of doing any and everything. So it is my belief that Shanique has something to do with Jaden's disappearance. Now there are lies over here, lies over there. Shanique's mother is telling lies. The stepdad is telling his story. They're saying that Shanique flew down Friday. The dad is saying she got to the hospital in the morning. The mother is saying she got to the hospital at night. So their ducks are not in order. They're all over the place with the lies. All over the place with the lies. Anyway, they said that she didn't travel with clothes. She went directly to the hospital. Now, why are you leaving abroad and you can't pack your little self a carry-on bag? Now, this is where all the lies are building. I don't believe that she didn't come home with any clothes. It doesn't matter if it's an emergency. I am going to bring some clothes, unless she left the hospital where she was working and she didn't get a chance to go home. But if she has a husband, wouldn't she say to the husband, throw some clothes in a bag, meet me at the hospital with this, I have to go home, I have to get a flight right now to get to Jamaica? Wouldn't she do that? So they're saying she was in the hospital the entire time, she didn't leave, but then the stepdad say no, she left. She left at some point to go and change right in the same area that this little boy was supposed to meet a supposedly cousin. And how many cousins does this boy have? Not many. It would be her or Demar, the 15-year-old. So apparently, who picked up this little boy? They did something to him. I don't know if they beat him or whatever. You know what bothered me the most? When that guardian, Jaden's guardian, came out and said, oh, we told him be careful next time. Knowing that's a lie, because Jamaican parents and all guardians in Jamaica are very, very strict people. So I'm pretty sure that they roughed him up, okay? Roughed him up. Perhaps they couldn't beat him that night because he had school the next day, but they planned a good whipping for him on Friday because Saturday and Sunday is off. So they planned a good whipping for him on that day, or to do something to him on Friday, because we all know how strict Jamaican parents are. They don't let that kind of stuff slide. They blamed him for it. And maybe it was an accident. Maybe what they did to him was an accident and they just do away with him. Simple as that. Allegedly. I don't know if that's the case, but that's what I'm leading towards. I'm not leading towards him disappearing. Now, she has since came out and made her little story and say how she, has nothing to do with it and did her little talk, but there was no sadness in her face. There was no sadness in the mother face. There is actually no sadness in the stepdad face. None of them looked sad at all. So what is this? Nobody looks sad, like they really, miss this child. It's like they didn't care about him. Now I see the mother with L.A. Lewis, who is now offering $16,000 US, I think over 2 million Jamaican dollars for people who can give concrete evidence of seeing him anywhere, or whatever the case may be. He's offering a reward for anyone that can bring him home, whether dead or alive. And I see the mother with him now saying that if these people didn't want her son, they should have brought him back to her. But miss, why did you give him away? According to you, you said he was your 4th child. Now, perhaps she gave him away because she realized he was a bright kid and she wanted a better future for him, and she assumed that the father would give him a better future. But apparently the father was also a deadbeat man. and he then gave him away to his sister. So this poor kid was not wanted by any of them. Now the mother is there crying tears with L.A. Lewis. Oh, my son, my child, my child, my child. She's the only one crying.
Who get rid of the woman's son? The Maroon Emperor, they are in the name of Nyan Kepong. The name of the Almighty Jesus. The name of Emperor Selassie. Buddha, Allah. First thing we come to clear up. Jaden Smith's mother is not a careless girl. She's not a mad woman like what the world of it says. She's not mental.
No. I gave Jaden to brother, that is uncle, when he's about 5 years old, because I didn't have a house for myself and I didn't have any convenience. So that's why I gave him to his uncle. Jaden, anywhere you are, please. Sorry to give you away, but please come on back to mommy.
Come on, Jaden.
If anything is wrong in the home, I better than the care you can't give me.
True.
Because I know that I have family that more than able to help you.
But for real, if you're a mother, you're going to cry whether you give your child away or not, because that's your child, that's a part of you. So you're going to cry. The others really don't care because he's not really a part of them like that. So perhaps that's why they're not crying. Now the family is saying that they're being targeted. Police have been searching for the boy. Police came to their house many times. Listen, so what if police come to your house many times? Look at what happened to that little girl the other day who they found in the refrigerator. In a refrigerator where her dad, her own father, put her in a refrigerator and burned that refrigerator, her own daddy. So now when you see these things are happening, don't you think that you're going to be the first suspect? So you don't want the police to come to your house to search? If they have to come there a million times, you should have no problem if you had nothing to do with his disappearance. No problem at all. So shut your mouth, Miss Lady. Okay? You the auntie, shut your mouth. Now they're saying they're not going out to search for him because they're in fear of their lives.
And you can't, so I'm even glad to say yeah, this search come this morning. Because I tell my wife, I say, me not go on no search because I know who might thought if my life in a danger. My life can be in danger same way because people say me look wicked. You can't just look on better than say me ugly. Better than say me ugly, but not say me wicked.
As you should. Remember what happened in Guyana? And many people were saying Jamaicans are not like the people in Guyana, and it's very true. I'm going to be honest with you. Jamaicans are not like the people in Guyana. They don't really do the kind of jungle justice and the disturbances that you guys do over there. They don't. Honestly, they don't. You can see L.A. Lewis trying to solve this mystery as, you know, calm as he possibly can. There is no chaos. There is no burning down of anything. There is nothing like that. But the family said they are in fear of their lives because a lot of people are fighting for Jaden. The entire country is fighting for Jaden, except the Prime Minister. I have not seen the Prime Minister come out and say anything about this. Andrew Holness, where are you? You're supposed to come out and talk about this because this is a 12-year-old boy that the world is fighting for. The entire country is looking for him. You should be the first person to be out here to say something. What are you waiting for? If this was election time, I can tell you that Andrew would be up where in Manchester, find himself up in Manchester. Not just Andrew, the opposition leader as well. He would be up there. These politicians, they all would be up at that family house. They would be organizing search and rescue teams to find this boy. But because election is over and they're no longer looking for votes, they don't care. This is how these politicians are. One to all of them. I'm not talking about only the leading party. I'm also talking about the other party, the JLP and the PNP. They're both the same. If this was election time, everybody would be out here searching.
You know what is puzzling to me? I have not seen any large groups of people trying to search to find Jaden Smith. Beyond L.A. Lewis and a few other people scattered here and there, I have not seen large groups of people like the church, like all the artists in Jamaica, you know, the reggae artists, you know, those type of people, the politicians. I have not seen any large groups of people trying to find Jaden Smith. Where are the prophets? These prophets who have been selling lies and false hope online, saying that how they can find this one and they can see into the future, and God is showing them this and God is showing them that. Where are you? Why is it that God can't show you where Jaden Smith is hidden? Why? Come on, man. You guys need to do better. Look at what happened in Guyana and Adriana. All those people never stopped. They never gave up. They never, to the bitter end, they fought to the bitter end. Regardless of what the outcome was, they fought to the bitter end. I'm not saying that you guys should take jungle justice into your hands. This is not what I'm saying. But I'm saying that people went out and tried to search for this little girl in large number of groups. They did protest. They did all sorts of stuff to get justice for that little girl. But Jamaicans are so quiet. The politicians are quiet. The musicians are quiet. The churches are quiet. The community is quiet. This is sad. You guys need to come together to try to find Jaden Smith.
Now I've heard that the police have already exhausted, you know, all the means of, you know, searching that they could possibly pull out. They pull out the drones, because you know Jamaica has a whole lot of drones these days that Andrew Holness, the Prime Minister, had ordered for Jamaica to fight crime. So they pulled out all the drones and they pulled out all the, you know, the dogs and all that stuff, and they still can't find this little boy. I don't know where these people throw his body, but they probably throw him away somewhere. If this child had ran away, he would have been found by now. How far can he run without knowing how to drive to another place? You know, if he had taken a transportation, don't you think that someone would have seen him on a bus somewhere or in a cab somewhere and say, hey, I remember dropping this kid off at XYZ house? Someone would have seen him. So no, the person who collected this child off that Perth Road or Spur Tree, wherever this woman went to, you know, change. Apparently she left the hospital, went to Spur Tree to change her clothes and freshen up, and went back to the hospital. And then she stayed at the hospital until she went back to America. 3-4 days later, she didn't leave the hospital, according to them. What happened to the cameras? Police, are you looking at the cameras to see all these movements of people? This is what Jamaica needs more. You all need more CCTV over there. Come on, you all need more technology. CCTV. CC. You all need this stuff to help fight crime. Because someone would have seen her picking him up, or whoever picked him up from that lonely road. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section. I will leave, you know, little clips here of the, you know, Shanique talking.
When I was called that my son fell and broke his leg after playing with Jaden, at no point in time it crossed my mind that it was something malicious, because Jaden is not that type of child. At no point in time I thought anything bad. Boys being boys, he's a 2-year-old boy that is very active, and every time I video call, he's always on the bed jumping and listening to some song, dancing.
And that was only one video that she made. She has not come out and made any other videos since to say, hey, my nephew hasn't been found, I need your help. Nothing. She hasn't said anything. She made that one video and that was it. She's back in the States hiding, allegedly, and thinks that she escaped whatever. If she did something, she's probably thinking that she escaped it. But girl, I'm telling you, if you did this, and I will say allegedly because I don't know for sure that you did it, but if you did it, girl, you're going to go down, because people are not going to rest, and I hope they don't rest until this child is found. I hope that you guys take a page out of the Guyanese book and remember what happened with Adriana Young and how people did not give up until they found that little girl. I want you guys to continue to search for him. I want your voices to be heard. I want you to continue to talk about it. I don't want something else to come along and then you vloggers who are only here to make money off of this story, because many of you are only here giving misinformation. Every day you're lying, saying that his body is found. Every day you're lying, saying his body is here, this, that, and the next, and it's all stories so that you can get views. You guys need to stop it. This is a serious topic. This is a serious topic. You guys need to stop this. You are too disgusting and greedy for money. A child is involved and all you guys think about is how I can make more money off of this by just fabricating all sorts of lies, calling the police station, leaving all sorts of misinformation, you know, turning the people around in a circle. When you do this, guess what? They're going to get tired, and when the real person call in and say, you know what, this child is, I saw him here or there, they're not going to believe that story, because you guys are already making up all these fake stories, calling the police station just to get views. Stupid. Stop it. All you vloggers out there, every single day you go on YouTube and you're making a video just so you can make money out of this. Most of you, that's what you're there doing. The ones who are on listing 24/7 every day and they're doing the clickbaits, lying about he's found, he's on a live somewhere and he's found, and making up all these friggin' stories. You guys need to stop it. It's disgusting. Sickening, man. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Tell me what you think about this story. I mean, it's very painful for everyone who is involved. Now they say that they're looking for the driver who was driving Shanique around, the mother of the baby. I don't know if that's true, because half of the things on you know, social media, it's all a bunch of lies. I don't know if that's true. But tell me what you think about this story. Tell me if you think that this little boy is alive, or tell me if you think that this person who flew down from America unalived him and went back to America because she assumed that he broke her little daughter's leg, and she was upset and probably did something to hurt him. Tell me what you think in the comment section. Tell me if you think the mother is aware of what's going on. Many people are saying the stepdad is not aware of what's going on. He's oblivious to all of this, and this is why he's talking so much, because he spilled a lot of tea and told a lot on the family 2 days ago when he was talking to L.A. Lewis. And you know, that's where they realized that a lot of the stories had holes in it. You know, it wasn't, a lot of it just had holes in it after he came out and told his side of the story. So we're hoping that Jaden is found soon, just to bring closure to, you know, all of this mess, all of what's going on. Everyone deserves to have their child home, whether they are alive or DEAD. I truly hope that he is found sooner or later. But don't give up, guys. Just spread the word, spread the story, and it's one of the reasons why I'm doing this content on this channel today. Thank you for watching, and see you in my next video. Bye bye.